ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Distinguished Gents TV, your premier source for information on how to think, be, and do things extraordinarily. I'm your host, Jay Jackson. In today's episode, we're here with the Wingo family, Miss Rickele Wingo and Mr. Mark Wingo. They are the brain trust behind New Beginnings Financial Group. They are a financial planning firm. They also do some, franchising and tax preparations and things of that nature. So they're going to drop some practical tips and tools on how to get your finances in order. And then also Ms. Rickele is going to share a little bit behind the scenes of their journey and their story of how they got to where they are today. So Ms. Rickele, we're going to start out with you today.
All right.
And so I want to know, when this journey first started, what was the first thing that came to your mind in terms of getting out of the hole that you guys were in, and then getting on the pace that you're on now?
My first thought was, is it possible? Can we get out of this hole that we're in now? A lot of praying, lots of praying. But I knew that it was possible. It was possible to get done.
So what were some of the things that were, going through your head? I mean, those prayers that you're talking about, what are some of those prayers that you were saying?
Keep me sane.
Right.
Give me the strength to get through this. And more or less be a support for Mark, just to make sure that he knows that somebody is here with him and going through this journey with him, and he's not alone.
So I'm pretty sure during the process, you guys learned a lot about yourselves, what you were capable of, what you had been taught as children, as far as your relationship with money and finances and things of that nature. What are some of the things that you yourself, as far as your mindset around money, what are some things that you had to challenge and even change?
For me, it was actually making a budget. I mean, I was used to just, if I had money, I'll just go get it and worry about whatever else when it comes. So it was actually sitting down and taking inventory of what was coming in and what was going out, and had to cut back on my Target runs.
Big time. Big time. All right, so there's something that Mark shared when we had a conversation a couple of weeks in terms of, now that you guys are in a different financial position, but making sure that you're staying within that budget. What are some of the practical things that you do to ensure that your family stays within your budget?
Well, we have family meetings where we discuss our budget, and we kind of know exactly how much we need to survive on monthly. So anything over is extra for us to put where it needs to be. But actually just sitting down and taking account for every single penny that comes in and where it needs to go, make sure it's all allocated in the right places, is one of the things that we do. Now,
you said family meetings. Do these meetings include the kids sitting down with you as well?
We have one with them, and then we have an adult meeting afterwards.
So how do the kids take to actually sitting down and being a part of that process?
They're still adjusting to it. They're only there for maybe about 30 minutes or so, where we go over a budget for the meals and stuff like that. They have an input on meal planning and things like that. Chores, how much you'll get paid for keeping the room clean, and so on and so on. But they get restless real quick.
They're ready to get up and go
do something else.
So now, of course, you guys have in-depth experience in terms of the impact that this is going to have on their future in terms of financing. What are some of the expectations that our viewers can expect in terms of the impact it's going to have on their kids and their future?
I think it's just really sitting down with the kids and explaining to them the sacrifices that you're going to have to make. You can't get all the new shoes and new clothes and don't expect to have tons of presents under the Christmas tree.
Gotcha.
So just setting their expectations to kind of know what to expect.
And it's also conditioning their minds now. That way, when they become parents, they'll realize, hey, look, this is what I learned as a child. We need to stay within our budget and make sure we don't splurge during those, holiday seasons to make sure everybody's got all the new Jordan suits.
Yep.
All right. And so now you guys own New Beginnings Financial Group. So congratulations, you guys are doing phenomenal things across the country. Franchising it out and just growing your own community, your own tribe, and things of that nature. So Mark, tell us, what prompted you to take on this mission and create this vision for New Beginnings Financial Group?
I think it was more or less seeing the lack, around me, lack of education, lack of opportunity, just lack of, willpower, and that really motivated me. And I knew that I didn't want to be in the same situation as I seen growing up, and I still see around, with my immediate family.
Right.
So I basically created the company just out of a place called pain. I wanted to turn that pain into a pleasure. But unfortunately, I had to go through the pain and address my pains before it became a pleasurable moment. So I call myself just the person who sacrificed it all, to have it all, I guess. I was one willing to run up that mountaintop and see the promised land, so I can take the whatever comes
and be the one to go,
go over and come back and share with everybody. So that's basically the whole objective of what I did and how I built my company.
All right, now, so one of you said something about what you still see around you, that pain, and it's something that I, even myself in my coaching practice, still have to witness where I've made some tremendous, shifts in my mindset and my habits and things of that nature to transform my life and my business, but people around me are still kind of set in their ways and kind of conditioned to think and operate a certain way. That frustration and that pain, what are some things that you do to try to help people see the importance of shifting their mindset around their finances?
I think my wife said it, said the word expectation.
Okay.
Setting realistic expectations. Really figuring out what money means to people. What does success mean to people? Really figure out what that definition, their definition is, and kind of bring it back.
Okay.
Most people think success financially is millions and millions of dollars. They don't realize there's people with millions and millions of dollars who are still broke.
And miserable.
So we set that expectation, and we also just go after the mindset, because money is a mindset. Right? It's not about the dollars in the bank account. It's really about the mindset that you have going towards maintaining the money, acquiring the money. So we want to set that expectation, and it's just about giving people hope. Okay. I'm a big acronym guy, so I see a lot of people walking around with a wishful mindset. And basically, wish is whining inside, showing hopelessness, right?
Gotcha.
So the whole objective is to get them out of that mindset and shift them over to a hopeful mindset, or a hope mindset, and that's have only positive expectations.
Okay. So now we talk about the mindset and our relationship with money and all of that. What are some of the things that you heard, and I want to bring you back in for a second too, what are some of the things that you guys heard growing up?
Ooh, don't get me started on those.
I share. So for me, it was money doesn't grow on trees. That's familiar in our households.
I say money does grow on trees.
Okay.
If you plant the right seeds.
You plant the right seeds.
So that's the problem. A lot of people are not planting the right seeds, so they're not benefiting from the harvest. And they forget that it's not just about planting a seed. You got to make sure the soil that you're planting a seed in is good soil, right?
Okay.
Make sure that it gets the right amount of light, temperature. All that stuff has to play, a part for everything to manifest, right? And that's the problem. Just planting that seed and realizing if I plant a seed in you doesn't mean I'm gonna reap the harvest. Right. Someone else may come in and water it. Somebody else may come and give it the temperature, and you may just 10, 15 years later.
Right.
Turn into that beautiful oak tree or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I planted that seed.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the part. Another one is a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
I hate that one.
Okay.
Right? Because if you look at every successful person, they're all a jack of all trades.
Okay.
Right? But the thing is, they figured out how to master one. Right? They figure out their mastery, and they master that one and then they jack around. That doesn't sound right. They create jack of all trades. Right? They create those jack of all trades around that master of one. So when I break things down to people, I say, hey, my mastery is I'm a financial educator. All right? I'm passionate about educating people financially. But at all times, my passion really doesn't pay the bills.
Right.
Let's keep it real. Passion does not pay the bills. So that I figure out how to monetize my passion and transition my passion and walk into my purpose at the same time. So I monetize my purpose. So my passion and my mastery is my education, my passion to give back, right? But my jack of all trades is my financial company, the taxes, the insurance, and all that stuff. And I just sit around everything around that, the books, everything.
So, and basically, you're talking about creating a system, an economic system around your finances to put you in a safer position. So, one of the questions I want to ask now is, what are your thoughts on multiple streams of income, the importance of that to build riches and wealth?
It's important, and that's what it's about. You know, the jack of all trades are those multiple streams of income, right? Those are your pennies. You get, $1 here, $2 here, 100, however you want. But that one mastery has to pay the bills,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And then you create those jacks around. So multiple streams of income is very important to entrepreneurship and success.
All right. So now, when you talk about jack of all trades and the multiple streams, do those come through individual systems you have set up, or do you also have relationships with people that are able to lend to that to strengthen it and build those systems?
Yeah. So relationship capital is important.
Right.
It's very important.
So what are some examples that your relationships have benefited you in the past to get to where you are right now?
Yeah, relationships don't always come in the form of dollars. It comes in the form of access. If it wasn't for some of the relationships that I had growing up with good friends that I didn't know they were going to make it professionally, right? I would have access to some professional, networks.
Gotcha.
So those are some relationship capitals that I invested in through friendships growing up, that maintain and make sure they were in good standings. You know what I'm saying? And then it benefits down the line. It's kind of that seed analogy we talked about earlier. Those were the seeds that were planted. Now I'm reaping the harvest over here. Then I can still have access to those people because that capital is still, in a positive, and I can say, hey, Thomas, whatever the case may be, whatever his name is, hey, what you think about this, or can you introduce me to this person?
So I want to come back to you, Mr. Rickele. So, and we're talking about relationships. How have your relationships with some people changed as a result of your new mindset? And I mean, look, you don't have to throw anybody's dirty laundry out there, but share a little bit with us in terms of how your relationships have had to change.
Well, for me, I've always been the same person. When I was broke, I got a little bit of money, or whatever the case may be, I'm always genuine, humble. So my opinion of people haven't changed. I can't speak for anybody else.
Right.
I don't think they haven't said anything to me anyway.
Right.
So
really are you able to still have those same types of conversations now that you used to have in the past? Or have your conversations had to shift as well?
Conversations have shifted, but more people come to me for advice.
Gotcha.
Okay. I know you've been through X, Y, and Z, so I'm in this kind of situation now. What would you do? My opinion is more valuable now than it probably was before.
And of course, it's definitely valuable because you guys now are franchising New Beginners Financial Group out. How many locations do you guys have right now?
No, actually, I have no idea.
I don't even know. Over 20, I know for sure.
Yeah, close to 50. We had about 20 this year, so we
okay.
got a lot.
Okay,
a lot.
Hey, look, hey, that's a good thing. That means business is doing well. So what is the process for anybody who wants to actually franchise under New Beginners?
Well, basically, the process is just communication. I mean, it starts there, just showing interest. I like to vet out people. Now, I'm learning this process, of vetting out certain people because not everybody is ready for entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And I'm not going to be that person just to take your money.
Gotcha.
Right? So I want to make sure that this is something that you want to do. You understand the business, that this is the business you want to be in, right? I want to figure out, is this going to be your master? You're going to master this one, or is this going to be one of your jacks?
Gotcha.
So we want to put together a game plan for them. And it's really not for someone who's experienced in the industry, in the tax or financial industry. It's for anybody who wants to leverage this and use it. Because to be honest with you, I got into the tax business by, wasn't by mistake, but it was basically the market forced me into the tax business.
Okay.
And I didn't expect to be doing what I'm doing today with the tax business. I love financial planning. That's what I do day in and day out. But when the economy went bad, I was looking for ways to get in front of more clients. The Wingonomics brand was doing it. It was creating a brand, celebrity, popularity, but it wasn't really bringing in qualified clients. Gotcha. So I got into the tax business just to get in front of more qualified clients. Because believe it or not, Jay, people tell their tax person more than they tell their doctor.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They will tell you everything. They will send you anything. They don't want to see you. They don't know who you are. Just give me my refund. Right. And I'm just sitting there like, why are you serious? Like, you know, I hate to say it. Is it that easy?
Right.
Right. But
it's for you to give over your information.
Yeah. Fax it to you. Don't want to talk to you. Just want my refund to be in my account.
Right.
So once I seen that, I was like, I'm sitting on a gold mine. So let me learn more about this tax business.
Okay.
And it took me a few years to learn it individually as a company before we introduced this to the masses.
Gotcha.
So and actually being introduced to the masses wasn't something that I was planning either. There was a guy in Chicago that's followed me on social media for years, and he approached me, hey, can you teach me how to do the taxes too? I'm like, I think so, right? He said, well, how much you charge? I don't know, right?
It hadn't become a product or a service of yours yet.
Exactly, but the market told me.
Absolutely.
And I said, you know what? I'm not going to take your money now. Let me figure this out. So that came to me, creating a manual, creating a system. So 2 years in, I mean, I think in our program alone, I know personally 5 people.
Okay.
In the program.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's evolved, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm a toot real quick.
Yeah. If you don't, who will?
Exactly.
You know who will.
There's people in our program that are investment advisors, or people in our program that have been accountants for 20-something years that say that they've never seen a program like this before.
Okay.
So that speaks to just what, me being a giver, that passion we talked about earlier.
Right.
I'm an educator, so I want to make sure you know everything possible about whatever it is, and I'm teaching you so that you can be as successful as possible.
Okay,
and you talk about the Wingonomics brand. Part of your harvest has been, whether it's CNN, Black Enterprise,
Yeah.
all the multiple media platforms that you've been a part of. How has that helped the Wingonomics brand, and where do you see that going in the future?
Man, how has it helped? It's helped tremendously, but it's kind of scary at the same time.
Why? What do you mean scary? Why is it scary?
When you're a true introvert,
Okay.
and I hate to say this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Man, just say it.
When you don't like being around people.
Uh-oh. So what we're doing right now, the cameras and all of that, that's a challenge for you?
Now it's not.
Okay, so you got
in the past it was.
Okay.
See, right now Mr. Wingonomics is speaking, but if Mark Wingo speaks, I'm sweating. It's not a good sign.
I got you.
Put it like that. But I've learned to balance the two, and I talk about this in the book. How the 5 steps to a balanced life is mentally, how to think and use your mind in productive ways. Spiritually, be obedient to the Word of God. Socially, learn how to talk the talk, or the language of success. Physically, take care of your body inside out, and financially last. So going back to the social one, I created a social framework, and basically, without going into too much detail, the social framework is learning how to balance your social lives.
Okay.
So if you're an introvert, be an introvert. Accept being an introvert. But know if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to know how. You got to be a public servant.
You got to turn the switch on and off.
Yeah.
Right.
So that I've learned. I just kind of mastered that.
Okay.
Right. But I don't like this right here. It's cool.
Right.
But when I'm public speaking, you will see it.
I got you.
I'm up there with Mr. Wingonomics on. After I'm gone, but it's a part of the process.
Okay. So you want to get ready to close it out here. Talk to the people about where they can go and find you on the different social media platforms, your website, and even where they can purchase your book and learn more about what it is that you do.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing about being featured on all those things you said, the CNN, stuff like that, I can say Google me, right? But I'm not gonna do that. I'll give you more now.
You made it when people can just Google you, right?
Yeah. But you can go on all the social media platforms, Wingonomics, that's WINGONOMICS, or you can look up Mark A. Wingo or NB Financial. You'll find me on the social media sites, or you can go to nbfinancialgroup.com or mytaxbusinessinthebox.com. But I'm gonna go back to Google me because there's so much out there that you can, find me. But if you reach out to me, I'm reachable. I will respond. I will interact with you on social media. So if you follow me and want to say hi, by all means do it. I'm gonna say hi back.
Okay. And so before we close out our show, what we always like to do is we like to get our special guests to be able to share with our listening audience what you believe it means to live life above the bar. Ms. Rickele, we'll start with you.
For me, I would say find out what your bar is. I think a bar would be different for each individual person. So find out what that is, live in your truth, live in the moment, and just be free.
Okay. What about you, Mark? What are your thoughts?
Can I just say I agree?
No, you got to come up with something else, man. Come on.
So Give me the question again so I can make it sound way better.
What does it mean to live life above the bar?
What does it mean to live life above the bar? Expectations. Know your limits. Kind of piggyback what she said, but find your passion and walk into your purpose. Because otherwise you're going to be chasing the winds of success. Okay. And a lot of times when you're in that situation of chasing the winds of success, just like the wind, you will never catch it.
Right. You get off course.
You get off course. So stay true to who you are and be fearless. And who cares if you fail? Who cares? Failure is a part of the process.
Absolutely.
Right? We were at an event when we first met, was Marquise Ogden Speaking Academy. He said fail means first attempt in learning. Absolutely. Or first attempt in life. Go ahead. Gotcha. Fail forward.
Yeah, and it's. I'll tell you, the more I attempt, the more I fail. I mean, I learn more from my failures than from any success that I've ever had. Yeah. So failure is necessary. It's part of the process, part of the journey.
Yeah, so, and I'll even add to that too. So fail, she's probably gonna knock me in the head, but I got it now. But like I said earlier, I'm an acronym guy, right? So when Marquise said fail, first attempt in learning, and first attempt in life, I said, well, what does pass mean? Pass means previous attempts successfully satisfied.
Okay, previous attempts successfully satisfied.
There you go.
Okay, all right.
So fail until you pass.
Okay, I can dig it. I appreciate it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a tremendous conversation here with the Wingos. I am Jay Jackson with Distinguished Gents, and we appreciate your time.